Don't be a property scammer. Very often when people hear you're buying property tens of thousands below market value, they think it must be a scam, you're ripping people off. And by the way, there are some people who do run scams, who are taking advantage of people. However, if you've listened to anything that I talk about for my last 22 years of teaching other people to invest in property, I'm always teaching people how to be an ethical property investor, looking for a win-win. And of course, we want to get a great deal. Of course, we want to buy at a discount if we possibly can, but we do that from someone who's happy to sell the property to us at that discounted price because we're actually solving a problem for them. And in this video, I'm going to go about some actual examples where I have bought property significantly below the market value. The seller has been delighted with that because it saved them from a much bigger problem. And that's what you really need to understand. We're finding people who do have some problem, they have some challenge, and we can come up with an ethical win-win solution. Now, I've been teaching people how to invest in property for the last 22 years. I've been investing myself for the last 30 years. And it was only about after 11 years of my investing journey, so about 4 years into helping other people, that I learned about motivated sellers. People who've got a problem and they're prepared to sell a property way below the market value. And I must admit, when I first heard about this, I thought, well, hang on a minute. If a property is worth 100, let's say, and someone's selling it for 80 or even 70,000 pounds, aren't they losing out? Aren't they losing some of the equity? Isn't it unfair to be taking advantage of their problem and buying that property at a big discount? And that's how I felt at first. Now, what I realized when I did my very first below market value transaction, which was 36% below the true market value. How do you know that? Well, we got a RICS valuation. That's a Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors who was doing a valuation on behalf of a bank. They came in at a certain valuation. The price I was buying was 36% below. Now, was that ethical? Well, I can tell you, the owner of that property, he was about to get repossessed. He had been to court twice. They had a date set. The bailiff was turning up, which was actually 30 days after I first visited the property. And I realized that I had the power to stop that eviction. In fact, I had the power to let that person stay in the place. It's not something we can do now. It's called sale and rent back. We used to, we can't do it, unfortunately, now. Because there were something like 40,000 people who get repossessed who they could maybe afford to pay a rent, but they just can't afford to pay all the debts. And what we were doing, we were clearing all of the debts for them, leaving them in the property renting. They were tenant long-term. Well, I've got tenants who've been in properties almost 20 years from the day I bought their property, significantly below market value. They've been paying a fair market rent. And guess what? They're great tenants. But unfortunately, because a few people were scamming people, were taking advantage of people, the regulator came, over-regulated, and now you can't do sale and rent back, okay? But still, never mind, people have to move on. Another scam that I hear about all the time, which is a real shame, is people make an offer, they say, yeah, I'm going to buy the house, they get right to the point of exchange, and then right at the last minute they say, oh, but I can't give you the price I said, and they drop it by 10, 20, 30,000 pounds. Now, obviously, that is completely unfair. That is unethical. You've led someone along. You've got to the point they think they've got a solution. Then you pull the rug from under their feet. Not really very fair. And people do that knowing that some people will agree and they will take that lower price and they've just got an extra 20, 30,000 pounds of profit. Personally, I think that's unethical. Now, if you offer a certain price and accept it, and then something comes out in the survey that you didn't know about or something they didn't declare to you and you need to change your offer, that's fair enough, but not on the point of exchange when it's about to happen and people are pushed into a corner and really you're blackmailing them. If you don't take this lower offer, I'm not going to buy the property. That is unethical and that is a practice which I think should be stamped out. But unfortunately, some people are wired like that. It's all about them. They don't care about other people. But I think that's a short-lived strategy because I think you're putting some pretty bad karma out there and that's going to come back to get you in the future. But also, people talk. And actually, if you are an ethical investor, if you help people, you try and find a solution. Maybe that might be buying their house. Maybe it's just giving them some advice. You know, those people who you've helped, they can refer other people to you. And those referrals are very strong because if someone has got a problem and a friend recommended, hey, look, you should speak to Simon because he helped me and, he's a really nice guy. Speak to him, he might be able to help you out. That word of mouth recommendation can get you in the door, can get them to open up and really allow them to give you the information you need to find out what is the problem and come up with the best solution. Unfortunately, we can't help everybody. You're never going to be able to help everyone. Some people, the numbers just don't work and you can't give them what they need for the property. Sometimes the numbers don't work for you. And something you need to be careful of and aware of is when you start to help people and you start to hear some real terrible stories of people who got financial difficulties, they got health difficulties, they got relation breakdowns, and these are problems and they need to get rid of this property. We really kind of feel for these people. We want to help these people, and you need to be very careful not to get emotionally involved and want to help these people and give them a deal that's good for them but not good for you. There's no point in having a win for them and a lose for you. Well, you can't sustain that either. It's got to be this genuine win-win. All parties who are involved, they get a great solution. And of course, if we can buy at a discount, that's really good. When we're dealing with motivated sellers, I want you to be aware, it's not just buying at a discount. Sometimes we might offer them the full value of that property, and maybe sometimes even over the value of that property, if they're flexible on the terms of when they get paid. So we might do something like a purchase lease option where we buy a property at the full market value today, but we're not actually going to buy it today, we're going to buy it sometime in the future, 3-5 years in the future. Now, the benefit for the owner is, well, they get a price higher than they would get if they actually sold it today, because today they'd have to sell it to them, but we're going to give them the full market value, and they get to walk away from the hassle and responsibility because we then take that on and look after that property, and we're going to buy it in the future. And in the meantime, they're still getting a rental income as well. So as well as getting the full price, they get a bit of extra profit each month, which means they're going to make more money over the long term. That works really well if the seller doesn't need the money now, but they just don't want the property. I heard of a really bad scam recently where someone had agreed to sell 22 of their properties on a 5-year option, but the person who was buying it also got them to sell for the value of the mortgages. So it was something like a 30% discount on the value of the property. Not only did they want to pay less, they wanted to pay in 5 years' time. Now, the reason it was totally unethical was because they hadn't actually looked at the situation of the seller. When the seller sold those properties, they were going to have to pay some capital gains tax. And the price they agreed to pay wasn't enough to pay the mortgage and pay the tax. So it was totally unethical. It was taking advantage of the seller who was in a really difficult, they'd had a relationship breakdown, they had a health challenge, they had some financial issues. That buyer, unfortunately, who I'm delighted to say was not one of my students. They were someone who worked for another property company. And that property company actually celebrated what an amazing deal this buyer had got. Well, I don't think it was an amazing deal. Actually, it was a totally unethical practice. And I only got to hear about it when one of my students spoke to that seller who had a few other properties that they also wanted to get rid of. And when they heard about this particular option deal, they thought, that's a shocking deal. And actually now someone I work with is trying to help that person get out of that deal, because guess what? That unethical investor, they didn't do things properly. They didn't get the right legal advice. So actually they might well be able to get out of that. So as well as doing things ethically, you need to do things properly. Make sure you've got contracts in place. We want to make sure the sellers, especially with an option, are completely aware of exactly what they're getting into, the implications, so no one can come back later and say, hang on a minute, that was unethical. Like this large transaction that another investor did who was trained by another company who obviously don't bother teaching people about ethics. Look, I think you want to sleep well at night, knowing you're helping people and making money. And you know what? When you get Christmas cards from the people who you're buying properties below market value because you know you've solved their problem and you've helped them, then you know you've done something right. We only live on this planet for a short amount of time. Surely we should try and be good and helpful and add value to other people's lives. There's nothing wrong with making money, but try to do it in a way that's helping other people, giving value to other people. And I've found in my 30 plus years of being in business, when you give value to other people, then you get rewarded financially. So I do hope you decide to take the ethical route. Don't go down the dark side. Use the ethical route for your property investing. Find truly motivated sellers. Take the time to ask them great questions to find out what is the problem and work out if you can help them or not. Don't say you're going to buy their house if you can't buy their house. You know, when I speak to people, I say, look, I don't know if I can buy your house yet. If I can, I will if we can get a deal that works for both of us. But I need to ask you lots of questions, first of all, to find out the best solution for you and for me. And when you come with the mindset, the belief and from your heart about how can I help this person, and generally try and put the seller first, then you're going to have a much better chance of coming up with an ethical win-win solution that works for you and also works for the seller. So I hope this makes sense. Look, do make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Come and comment below. What do you think about buying properties below market value? And make sure you hit the bell icon to make sure you get notified anytime a new video comes out. And if you want to learn more about finding and helping motivated sellers solve their problem, which means you get a great deal, I've actually got a recording of an online training you can access completely free of charge for the next week or so to teach you how to find and help sellers. And when you get good at finding motivated sellers, you're going to keep the very best deals yourself. And the ones you don't want, you can actually pass on to other people, other investors, and get paid a fee for that as well. If you want to find out about that, click on the link below in the description. Come and join me on that online training to find out how you can find great motivated sellers in your area. Until next time, I always encourage you to invest with knowledge, invest with skill.